Cheesesteak egg rolls are one of my absolute favorites to make. If they're on a menu, I order them, but I'm going to show you how to make them at home on your Blackstone so that they are even better. You guys are going to love these, and I know you're going to want to make them. So let me show you how. Cheesesteak egg rolls. If you know me, you know that I will tell you that cheesesteaks do not get green bell peppers or any kind of bell peppers. However, when it comes to a cheesesteak egg roll, I am a-okay with adding peppers. Don't ask me why. I think it's the color. I think it's because it's an egg roll. It's not traditional. But again, we did free the cheesesteak a few years ago, so you can really do anything that you want to these egg rolls. Add mushrooms. I do it all. The most important part for me, though, is the onions. I'm going to try to go smaller than normal on these. Usually I do a nice square chop, pretty thick when it comes to a cheesesteak, but because these are going into egg rolls, I'm going to go smaller. I like extra onion. I don't know about you, but I think that makes a cheesesteak, like that's part of the cheesesteak. It's not just the beef. A cheesesteak is about the fried onion and the meat. We want our onions, any veg, if you were adding mushrooms, you'd also want them to be finely chopped to fit into a small egg roll. Now that we've got our veggie done and the world is judging me on adding a pepper to my cheesesteak, it's time to get our Blackstone griddle on. We'll go down with a little neutral oil in one spot, right in the middle. That's where we're gonna add our peppers and our onions. Why I add these first before the meat is because the onion and the pepper is going to season our oil so that when we do add our meat to this mixture, that meat's gonna pick up all the flavor of the oil that now tastes like onions. We're gonna season with a little bit of salt and a little bit of black pepper. Today we're using Wagyu ground beef. Traditionally, you wanna use a ground ribeye or sliced ribeye, shaved ribeye, or slice a ribeye steak yourself. But to make this even better, Wagyu meat, ground beef, this way it rolls up really nice and tightly in our egg rolls. We'll drop it down next to our peppers and our onions, chop this up nice and small, then combine everything together and let it just hang out on that griddle and do its thing until it's cooked through. We'll add some cheesesteak seasoning over the top of this. If you haven't had this seasoning, oh, it's so good, especially on potatoes or French fries. The #1 cheese for cheesesteak is Cooper Sharp cheese. It's a sharp American cheese. It's known that Cooper Sharp is so hard to peel apart, but it really is the meltiest, creamiest, perfect cheese for any kind of cheesesteak. I'm not adding too much because I'm gonna add more once I start rolling these up. Okay, this is done. We're gonna let it cool off, which is what I love about making these. You can really make this meat mixture the day before if you want it to save you time. While our meat mixture cools off, we're gonna get a little spicy ketchup mixed together for dipping. Probably one of my favorite things. Sean, these are the things that I need to do before I start filming. Into our bowl, a little bit of ketchup, a little bit of sriracha and ketchup mixed together. Okay, we'll give this a mix. Depending on how spicy you want it, if you want it to be spicier, obviously add more sriracha. Always give it a taste test though before serving it to people. That way they don't get mad at you. Hot. I like it. Okay, I can't wait. We're sort of cooled off here with our meat. We're gonna start wrapping. I've got a little bit of water for sealing our egg rolls. You wanna get the big egg roll wrappers. We'll take a few of these out. You wanna take one, add a very small amount. It kind of goes far because it spreads out as you roll it nice and thin. I'm gonna add to that a little bit of our crumbly cheese, not too much. And now we take a little bit of our water and we're gonna do the two edges. 1, 2. Take the back corner, tuck and roll, kind of like a cigar. I've never ever rolled a cigar. I don't know why I said that. I've never once rolled a cigar. Do them nice and thin. A little bit different than I do the pizza egg rolls. I like to do these super thin and then just keep repeating the process. We're gonna go down with a little bit of our neutral oil, grab our wonton, put it in. You can see the bubbles around the bottom, so we're shallow frying. We'll add all of these to our griddle. A little drizzle of oil over the top. This way, just make sure everything gets coated. Ooh, look at that color. See, that is the perfect golden brown we want. Now if you want to get the edges, I just stand them up.
The secret technique.
Okay, these are hanging out over there on the warming rack. While we get ready to plate them, I need a little pop of color, super important to me. So we're going to pair them up with some green sliced onions. We'll plate these up and I'll show you how I like to serve them. I'm gonna put these right here. I'm gonna slice them in half diagonally, as diagonal as you can. How about that? I'd call this a little bit of a bougie appetizer, would you?
Yeah.
I mean, simple ingredients, but holy cow, I think it's bougie.
Listen to that crunch when you
I
cut it.
know.
It sounds so good.
Let's finish this off with our green onion over the top. And of course, we've got our sriracha ketchup. How about that? Do you want one?
Yeah, it looks so good.
Oh, I can't wait to dive in. The last thing that makes these even better than any restaurant though, oh my God, is
I closed that one.
you did that to me on purpose, I'm telling you, is the Blackstone Cheesesteak Seasoning. This stuff is to die for. It is so good on everything. So technically, you could either call these a cheesesteak egg roll or a chopped cheese steak egg roll. Either way, they're one of my favorites. If they're on a menu, they're mine. But I'm telling you, you have to make these at home because I know you're gonna love them just as much as I do, and I cannot wait to see who in Griddle Nation makes these. Be sure to share a picture. And until next time, I'm Blackstone Betty, and I cannot wait to see you for another family style favorite in my next video. Crunchy good. That ketchup.